Hey guys, welcome to Gaming Without Parole, episode 26. I come to you with an apology this week right off the bat. We couldn't get everyone's schedules aligned, so we had to record in 2 sessions to keep everyone involved. The first half was myself, Jobby, and Brett. The second half was myself, Jobby, and Mike. Now the downside here is that when we imported the files from the second half, we overwrote, accidentally, the files from the first half. I still have the audio from the first half, so instead of just ditching that entirely, the first half just will be without video. So obviously I apologize to you, the viewer, for having to kind of endure this, and more importantly, I apologize to Brett. He comes here every week and he's always so fucking happy, and we sort of wasted his time this week. So, that said, please try to enjoy what we have left of episode 26. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gaming Without Parole. My name's Bryan, and to my... Oh, fuck, we're screwed this week. Where are you, Mike? Alright, here's the deal. So we're all adults, quote-unquote, and that means sometimes our schedules don't really jive that well, right? I said jive.
Yeah, you said jive.
Jive turkey. I did say adults, which is a total misnomer. So we're going to do something different this week. We're going to do a normal kind of news, catch up on everything, let Brett tell funny stories kind of thing. And then Mike is actually going to be here later, and he's going to have we're going to do kind of a one-on-one old school Gaming Without Parole collection Amiibo talkathon. To my right, your left, Jobby Nogueras.
Hi, guys.
To my left, your right, Brett Zawilski.
Yes,
I'm getting that right every time.
You
right?
are. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Nice. Awesome. All right, guys. We've been playing video games, haven't we? That's what we do here.
Yep.
Yeah?
Video games.
Oh, you've been playing Starfront?
Star Wars Battlefront, yes.
Starfront Battle Wars.
I was playing it for a few days, for 2 days, and then the beta just kind of stopped working on my Xbox.
Oh.
So I just deleted it, but I am going to buy it. But
You played it for 2 days?
Yeah, which is still, fairly... No, not like 2 days straight.
Oh.
I mean, it was probably like a day straight and then a few hours. But, I really enjoyed it, but it's weird. It feels like Halo had sex with Battlefield and then had a baby. And that was their baby. It was Star Wars Battlefront. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Can't wait for the prequel.
Yeah. It's good, though. I like it. I like it just because of, the lasers are, you don't need to zoom into the shoot. You can just I'll run around and be like without and the laser. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it to music. If you time it right.
Okay.
Do. If you have a fast enough gun, you can try it. My teammates are like, "What the fuck's this kid doing?" I'm just shooting out into the air, trying to make music.
No, it looks fun.
Yeah. It's good.
So what's the what did the beta consist of? Just some multiplayer modes? Or?
Yeah, it came with 2 multiplayer maps and modes, a different mode on each map, and then a survival based campaign mission almost.
Okay.
Survive 6 waves of enemies kind of thing.
Sure. Which
you could do with someone else, but it didn't really work.
No.
Because it's a beta, so you don't really expect everything to go fine.
Right, that's kind of the point, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And but other than that, it was really fun. The graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like a movie. It's insane.
Yeah, I watched a couple people play it on YouTube, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it, but the beta just stopped working on my Xbox. So I was like, I'll just delete it, and then I'll get it once the game comes out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, mission successful.
Oh, yeah.
They found a buyer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pumped.
This game's gonna be ridiculously successful.
Yeah, it is. Well, I had low hopes because I was reading a lot of things about it, and they were like, it's just Battlefield with a skin pack. That's what people are saying. And I was like, I really don't want that, Because they did that with Battlefield Hardline, where they just remade Battlefield 4 and then added banks and robbers, and we're like, here's a $60 game.
But they made it work.
Exactly.
Because Battlefield didn't, right? Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4 works now.
Right, but that took a year.
Yeah, that's a shitty thing. Well, I think they stopped working on Battlefield Hardline and then just put all their effort into Battlefield 4 because they still have updates for Battlefield 4.
Really?
Which is kind of weird considering the game is I don't even know how old, 10 years old now? It's crazy.
It's really old.
Yeah.
Right.
I have Hardline. I've yet to play it.
I played for 2 hours and then I was like, this is just like Battlefield 4, except that not as good. Like the cops and robbers game would they could have done much better.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Play anything else?
No.
No. All right. Jobby, what have you been playing this week?
Metal Gear.
There we go.
Gear. Another one bites the dust. Now,
We're not supposed to say the name of Metal Gear on the podcast, or no? We can't say Konami, the K word.
No, yeah. I actually edited my rant out.
Oh.
I had this big fuck you Konami rant because they hit me with a copyright strike when I showed Metal Gear Solid 5 coverage or gameplay footage. And so I promised myself that we would never cover any Konami games ever again. And that lasted about a week. And I might actually still buy the game. Whatever.
What?
I just won't show gameplay footage.
Yeah, nerds.
That's all. Yeah, so if you don't know what we're talking about, then, well, that's silly.
Sucks for you.
Now, are you having a different experience than Brett did? Because Brett was a little frustrated with his playthrough.
I was pissed.
Well, in the beginning, I got attacked by some dogs and got to faulting them, so I was like, yup, this is great.
I love faulting random things.
It's like, I'll chase after goats and just like...
It's so fun. Have you ever faulted a bear yet?
No.
It's so hard. It takes like 16 tranquilizer darts and you have like 17 in your pistol.
You gotta hit every single one.
You have to hit them all.
As it's coming at you.
Exactly. It's pretty fun though.
Awesome. So wait, now... are you just going in and like shooting the place up, or are you doing
how are you
being
playing?
really stealthy? Because I know that was kind of your problem.
Yeah, I was playing
I'm sort
stealthy
of
and I
being
couldn't.
stealthy. It's kind of easy for me.
Oh, come on. Don't rub it in.
No, well, it's different because you probably played the other ones. I
haven't played the other ones.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't played the other ones. But I was like trying like very stealthy, and I was like crawling everywhere and like rolling. And...
Oh no, I just run, dive, like.
Oh no, I crawled the whole map. It took forever. Like it's 900 meters crawling.
Achievement.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I've been playing. I finished Until Dawn.
How was it?
It was
So many
okay.
people died.
Yeah.
I saved 2 girls,
That's it.
which was not my intention. Yeah, no guys. All
Who's
the
the
guys
killer?
died. So let's warn everybody that this is now
Spoilers,
spoiler
guys.
territory. I thought you watched like 4
Yeah, no, I have.
playthroughs. And so you know who the killer is.
I just want to see if it was different.
Oh, okay.
Is it different on other ones?
It's got to be the same because it's a major kind of like story arc, right?
Okay.
Because what's his name? The here comes the spoilers. the guy who lost his sisters at the very beginning. At one point, he pulls off the mask and it's him, and he's like
the guys whose house it is. Yeah,
Matt or something. I think his name. I don't know anyone's name in this game, and I played it for fucking 12 hours.
It's confusing, the names part.
Yeah.
I didn't even play it. I was like lost. I was like, fuck, there's too many names.
So it's like so he's the killer, and it turns out no, that's not the case. You really get.
It worked if you move it around.
Well, I'm still talking about it.
Yeah.
So
He's like puts his hand down. We're like, he's a killer.
right. So because then it turns out that he's not the killer. He's just setting everybody up and trying to scare everyone.
What an asshole.
But then it's really like the not aliens, but they are some kind of monster creatures that are that only came to because the girls ate each other at the very beginning.
That's so stupid.
Cannibalism. It's good times. All better. Yeah. So the killer is no.
Yeah.
It was good, and I'm glad they kind of added a little bit of a twist there. Really?
Welcome to Worcester.
My window is open, so the sirens are a bit louder than usual. So yeah, then after that, I was like, oh, what am I gonna play until Fallout and whatever? So I went on Amazon and I ordered the One Chambara game that I talked about, is like the Bikini Zombie Slayers game, because I just really feel like
awesome.
I'm in the mood for that kind of shit, like some random meaningless like zombie slaying in bikinis. So I was like,
I need to get a game that comes out before Fallout and Halo and all those, just to keep me preoccupied.
I mean, there's a lot of shit to play, like Chibi Robo.
There's a few.
Ziplash.
There's new Xbox arcade games. Like a lot of new ones just came out, and I've been like looking at those. But I really don't want to spend like another $30 on a game that I'm only gonna play for like a week or two.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
Story of my life.
I'll just watch Twitch or watch YouTube.
There you go. Yeah, there's definitely a lot I want to play. But what I ended up doing was I just finally looked at my bookshelves and I was like, oh, what's here that I haven't played? And
Everything.
All of your Xbox One games that are unopened.
all of those, right? And I considered that briefly.
Yeah.
And then decided to settle on Far Cry 4, for PS4.
Good game.
And I never played any Far Cry game before.
Have you seen? They released the trailer for the new one. It's set in like 10,000 BC. Yeah, it looks like you like make weapons and you go hunting.
That's rad.
It looks so. I watched the video and I was like, yes, like finally.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's not in our news stories. This
week. It came up randomly like in a YouTube ad and I was like, oh, Far Cry, like the new one. And I was like, because I like Far Cry games. I think the story's good. I think the gameplay is good. You know, I think the bow and arrow is gnarly. You know? I
was just shocked at how amazing it looked.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, and it's like it was a pretty early game for the new systems. Like, I remember getting it like almost a year ago. Like, I think it was like a Black Friday sale thing on Amazon. So I don't know how much it goes for now, but a year ago I bought it for $30.
Yeah. I bought that when it first came out, and I didn't play it for like a week or two, and then I was like, I'll dive into it, and then. I don't think I beat it, though. I think I got really close, and then just kind of... My ADHD gets the best of me, and I get, like, wicked close to beating it, and I'm like, and then switch to a different game,
I don't... I have the opposite problem. Once I'm, like, invested, then, like, I can't do anything else but play it. But it takes me, like, 8 hours to get invested into a game.
Yeah, it takes me a while to actually be like, all right, you know what, I'll stick through it. I've only stuck through, like... Well, when me and my brothers used to play, we used to, like, try and... beat them under a certain amount of time. Like, we would just buy games, or like we wouldn't buy games because Blockbuster was a thing then. So we would rent games and then just beat them in like 5 hours and then just bring them back. Like, that was our goal. Like, obviously co-op campaigns, but I just kind of stopped beating games because I was like, there's so much work, and I could just go play another game like Batman. Like, I'm at 99% still, and I just deleted it off my hard drive because I needed space, and I'm like, why did I do this? But the DLC, I got all the DLC for free because I didn't realize I bought the season pass.
You didn't realize?
Yeah,
it's expensive.
Yeah, well, no, I bought like the $80 game, so it came with the, so I got all the DLC like is really good, and I played a lot of that, and then I was just like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I generally feel like that once you stop having fun with a game, what's the point of playing it anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
That's sort of the point of the game, right?
Yeah.
To enjoy it. And there's a lot of games that I've started and been like, I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah.
Move on. Although Jobby reminded me today that I should be playing Dying Light. Cause
it's a good game.
I started
That's a zombie one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Grappling hook.
Yeah, I got like a solid 8 hours into that, and then I couldn't make it out of the... It was like you have to run to X part of town to another part of town at night, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it gets really hard.
Yeah, it's so difficult. So like, it got to the point where I was just like, I was literally like, the camera can't see me. I was like hiding in like some like closet in some random apartment like for like 7 hours, and I just left my controller there because I was like, I'm not dying. I'm not gonna do this at night. Like,
7
I can't.
hours.
It's difficult, and I was like, I'm
they
gonna
don't want you to sleep in the closet.
No, I hid. I like, I'm a bitch at zombie games. I hide. They're like, fight this zombie. I'm like, I'll wait till he's weak. Like, maybe he's hungry. I don't know. Wait till he has to take a bathroom break. Hit him when he's least like expecting it.
That's some determination, man.
That's it. Play games, guys.
Yeah. He's like, I played that game for 10 hours. 8 of it was me.
Yeah, 8 hours. 8 of it was me in a closet, waiting for daylight to come.
Like, nothing happens in that game.
It's a boring game.
Don't know why anyone plays it. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. So... Yeah, the cool thing was that one of my buddies came over this week, and I hadn't seen him in like a year, and we didn't know what to do. Like, we were like, "You want to play some music? Want to play guitar?" Like, and then we're just like, "Let's just do what we used to do when we were kids." And we like put Super Mario World in, and just sat there playing 2-player.
Nice.
And it was nice, man, because it's like allows you to like sit there and have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah,
and not even have to look at them.
You're not like totally invested in the game. You can like, you know,
you just play it for memory, like just like something to do as you're having that conversation.
Exactly. Like, imagine playing like Fallout 3. Like me and you playing and then trying to talk. Like, I wouldn't be able to have an actual conversation while playing a game like that.
Right. There's no story going on in Mario World.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. So, you know what? I haven't been obviously playing a lot of games this week, but I did go to the movies, and I saw The Visit, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Oh,
I just watched that.
How great was that?
I don't trust anyone over 56.
I don't trust anyone, period.
No, you don't even understand how creepy. It's creepy because I watched it in my room with the lights off, and I was just creeped out. Like, I was like, this is creepy. I don't feel comfortable. Like, why am I like? I'd rather be doing anything. And I was like, like I'd hear a sound, I'd be like, it's like an old person coming out of the closet. Like it's a creepy ass movie. It's good though.
Totally creepy.
Oh, the one with the old lady in the commercial.
Yeah, it's these kids go to visit their grandparents that they've never met before, and they like are there to spend like a week with them and like reconnect kind of thing, and it was great. It was
it was a good movie. It was like really well done. It was just, like I think they played really like the old people were really good at being fucking creepy. Like that was the description to apply for the role. Like you got to be fucking creepy, because that old lady was like
she was awesome.
I don't want to get spoiled. Okay, when they were playing Hide and Go Seek, I was like, oh my god,
Hide and Go Seek was my favorite part.
I was like, first of all, why?
And actually, there's a surprising part of that movie was that there was a lot of humor in it. Like I genuinely lauged out loud.
Oh, the kid?
I genuinely laughed out loud like twice. Like one of the kids like thinks he's a rapper, and he's actually really funny. And,
it was like he wasn't bad though. Right? Like for like a 13-year-old, when he finished all of his reps with "ho," he'd be like "ho," and his grandparents would be like, "You got it, Jimmy." Like,
they're really supportive. Yeah, it's highly recommended. But the problem with Halloween season is that I go to the movies to see scary movies. I even bought some Blu-rays scary movies off of Amazon. So I was like, once a week isn't going to be enough. I need more and more. And so all I do is watch scary movies all October. The problem with that is it gets into your head.
Oh yeah,
right?
you get paranoid like real quick.
So I'm laying in bed like a couple nights ago, like probably the night after I saw The Visit, and
some old lady comes to the door.
Well, so I have this is ridiculous. I have a canister, like a cylindrical canister of raisins sitting next to my bed, like on.
That's disgusting.
It's raisins.
Yeah, exactly.
I love raisins. They're a good snack.
No, I don't. No, they're not. I think of pretzels next to my bed.
I'm vegan. I'm boring as
candy.
hell.
Oh, yeah,
chips.
So it's got a lid and everything on it, right? And I'm like asleep. Like I'm like in that not quite asleep but totally not awake phase where you're like a demon could jump out of the closet and you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense because I'm like totally out of it.
Yeah.
So I start hearing this doom, 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 and I'm like, what is that? Right? And so like I kind of open my eyes a bit, and I think what it was just like really windy out, so my the screen in my window was just kind of rattling in its place.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like doom, doom, like right, but like in my sort of dream state. I looked over and I saw the canister of raisins.
And it was a gremlin.
And I thought it was coming from the raisins. So I'm laying there like in my sort of like almost like sleep paralysis where I'm looking at it but I can't move. And all I can picture is this like giant spider inside the canister of raisins.
That's why you don't
like,
eat raisins.
With like one of its legs like tapping the top like
jeez.
like trying to get out. And like so I'm just like paralyzed. Like, what do I do with this thing, right? And so I forced myself to like kind of shake awake, and I grab the whole thing, like hold the top down, right? And I jump out of bed. and I,
at 3 a.m. you're like,
and I run over to my refrigerator and I throw it in the shelf and I close the door and I'm like, whew, narrowly escaped that catastrophe.
Are they still in there?
Still in there. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what I thought that was. At least I don't think spiders can get out of a refrigerator if they happen to be able to get out of the raisins.
Yeah, but now all of your other food is infected with spiders.
Vegan, like I said, it's all boring.
It's all spiders.
It's like, oh no, not the rice. Okay, stupid story of the week.
Well, one time me and my friend Mariah, we watched the movie Gray Man, and later on that night when we tried to go to bed, I was sleeping over that time. We got so paranoid of everything in the room, like we had to close all the blinds and the windows because we thought aliens were going to come in. It's just like when we both have anxiety, we feed off of each other. We're just like, oh my god, the window, a little girl's going to come out of it.
Yeah.
And there's like a crack in the blinds in between the rooms that separate her from her living room. Just thought an old man was in there, like
just chilling.
There's like a space behind her bed between the wall, and we just swear like hands are gonna come out and grab us, so we stuffed it all with towels. Like
this was last week.
What?
I mean, this wasn't that long ago, right?
Yeah. This was like last winter.
So that was okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was Gray Man?
Gray Man was a movie about aliens, and it was sort of like it got in your head because what you thought was happening wasn't necessarily what was happening all the time.
Yeah.
So
I write that down because I want to check it out. I've heard you talk about it before, and I never.
I've never been scared of aliens in my entire life until that movie.
Oh, I took a picture of raisins to remind me to tell the raisin story. Very important. Yeah, guys. Did you hear that Netflix is raising its price?
Ah, sad.
Okay, so it's going from $8.99 a month to $9.99 a month.
That's I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
That's not going to be like, oh shit, now I can't.
I'm Spanish about Netflix. I use my friends.
Well, so
everyone uses mine. Everyone. I have like 9 fucking. That's so annoying.
Yeah, my parents, everybody uses mine. So I guess my question about this is, it's like, I wouldn't even know the difference if they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how much is Netflix? I don't know, like $9 or $10 a month.
That's the thing.
Right.
If it's under 10, I'm not gonna like be wicked concerned about it.
So my question is when do you become wicked concerned about it? Because I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, $1 price increase isn't much, but how often are they going to do this?
Yeah. If it went up to like 15, I think I would switch. I
think 15
switch.
is my cutoff.
Or like even if it went to 15, I would just be like, all right, like someone in my family give me an extra $5 because everyone's on it, you know.
But so they claim that the reason they're doing this is not because things got more expensive. It's because they want to make it better. And it's like, so if every single the millions of people who subscribe to Netflix
give
pay an extra $1 every month, that's millions of extra dollars a month for them to like get more content. And if that's actually going to be the case,
yeah, I'm down.
Right? Because I want Netflix to be better.
$2, I had $3, I don't care. You know,
right?
Like, fuck it.
But you know that they're going to do this like once a year until
and
they
that's
start
the thing.
losing subscribers.
And that's the thing. Even if they brought it to 15, if they added like a good amount of like really good content, I wouldn't be upset. If they made it almost like a Hulu with like that's where I'd be like, all right, I'm down.
I think if they could make Netflix good enough so that I could cancel my Hulu, then I'd pay up to $20 a month because that's how much Netflix and Hulu cost together.
Yeah.
But I still got Amazon Prime for free. I fucking still don't use it. It's awful. Actually, it might be better. I haven't turned on Amazon Prime for a long time. You guys use that at all?
No.
All right. Your mom don't look at that? Nothing?
No, she
no
watches
different?
novelas. Spanish soap operas. That's why she's so dramatic.
She's like, this is real life.
She swears.
I'm such a bad Spanish
While she's cleaning.
That was, yeah. Well, at least you said it. Otherwise, it would have sounded racist coming from me.
Yeah. That's why I don't say anything.
I'm not racist. Interesting story. Naughty Dog, the developer of Uncharted.
Yeah.
More importantly, Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter.
Oh, wow.
No, not important. I love those games, though.
They were good.
Jak and Daxter was awesome.
Good game.
Yeah. Naughty Dog states that 80% of PlayStation 4 owners have never played any Uncharted game ever.
That doesn't make sense.
But it does make sense. That
they made so much money off their last games. I thought.
Yeah, but that shows if their stats are correct.
I've never played.
Right?
I played at a friend's house. That counts, right?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe if you haven't bought one, it doesn't count.
Okay.
But
I'm going to buy the new one, though.
See, I think, and we were talking about this a little bit, I think last week or the week before, about how so many people were Xbox 360 owners last generation, that so many people went from 360 to PS4 this time, that like a whole ton of people are going to be playing their first Uncharted game.
Yeah.
But they're saying 80% of PlayStation 4 owners. That means like a lot of people jumped ship from 360. So the Nathan Drake collection just came out, or is coming out soon. That's Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. It's like $60 for all 3 games, and it's like remastered and like 60 frames per second. I really want to get that, even though I've already played all 3 games. I would totally play through all 3
I haven't
again.
played any of them, so like I said, except for at a friend's house. But
right. And
I'd buy that.
The stories are awesome, and they're fun to play. They look amazing. So I mean, hopefully Uncharted becomes a bigger series than it was.
Yeah.
Because they spend so much time and money on these things that I can't believe how many people didn't really buy them.
Seriously.
They were big, but
it's like a Halo
huge.
thing. It's like Halo's like for the Xbox,
Yeah, but Halo
or Gears of
sold
War.
more.
Those always sell. Like if you go to game well, not anymore. GameStop's like, you want to pre-order and go to the midnight release? I'm like, are you guys still a thing? Fuck off. I was like, you can buy a pre-order game online, right? They're like, yeah, but you don't get. I'm like, yeah, I can do it in my house. I don't care.
Yeah, Amazon has release day delivery for free.
Yeah, so then what's the point?
Right.
But yeah, but like back in the day, if you go to GameStop at opening a midnight release for a Halo or a Gears of War, I mean, I don't think you guys went there, but like the line was like out of the door.
Oh, dude,
like,
I went
insane.
Okay, so the last midnight release I went to was for Dead Island 1, right? So, and I couldn't even believe they were having a midnight release because no one had ever even heard of Dead Island yet.
Yeah.
And there were a shitload of people there.
Yeah, people people still go to midnight releases. I don't know why they would. I feel like it's just like kids who are out.
Social. It's like a social thing, right? It's like let's see all. I think
I'd much rather fucking like lay in bed and be like, look at that, download. Fuck everyone else who just wasted gas. Like.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on digital downloads. Like I'll do it only if they don't come out physically.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like running out of space around here, so I think soon it's gonna have to change.
Yeah.
But my problem is like I just run out of hard drive space now. Like the games are like 50 gig and my hard drive's only 500 gig.
I'm buying. I found a 2 terabyte hard drive for like the Xbox One and PS4.
How much does that go for?
$85.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that bad at all.
Totally buy that.
Yeah, I'll link you when I find it when I get home. But yeah, I'm gonna buy that next week because I'm running out of space as well. And the only reason I buy digital is because we have 2 Xboxes, one downstairs, one in my room.
You can share.
Yeah, because my account's like the main account on both Xboxes. So if I buy a game, so me and my brothers will go half on games.
That's great.
And then it just downloads to both Xboxes. So you pretty much get 2 copies for one.
And then and then even though they're both assigned to your name, you can play like...
You can play them on any account, and
Nice.
you can play them, like, say if I'm playing on my account, someone can play it on a different account, like, it's...
Awesome.
Yeah, we always do that. It's like, it's kind of like a loop. It's not even a loophole, it's just fucking awesome, like... you know?
Did you guys hear that, oh wait, it must have been... Did today the 10th or the 11th?
Today's the 11th.
11th. Oh, hey, your birthday's coming up.
Yes.
14th, right?
14th. I
Right.
can't... Wait,
This
shit,
is
3
probably
days.
This is probably going to air on or the day before your birthday.
It's my birthday, guys. I
So,
like PayPal cash.
So make sure you comment on this video and tell Brett happy birthday, or make sure even better, send him a tweet.
Find me in person.
Send him a tweet
Say
at
it.
young_Brett. Right.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, I'm
Is
excited.
it 22?
Yeah, 22.
You're so fucking young.
I know.
Right. Oh well, actually, you don't even take that title today.
Yes. No, I'm still,
old.
but like, it's like I didn't even realize it was my birthday. Like my grandparents came over, they're like, "Birthday boy next week." I'm like, "Kyle, it's your birthday," and they're like, "No, it's yours." And I'm like, "Ah, shit!" Like I didn't even like 21 was like the biggest thing. I was like, dude, I can go to bars. I can go to bars. You know, I can
Go to liquor stores.
go to liquor stores.
After the bars.
And then a week later, I was like, this is so fucking stupid. And then like, cause you just end up going to a bar and spending hella money.
Yeah.
And then I don't really go out and buy alcohol anymore. You know, I'll just have like a shift drink or 2, you know,
Right.
or 7. And no, but like 22 is like, all right, like what am I gonna do now?
Right,
Like I'm working on my birthday because I requested it. They're like, you want your birthday off? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm just gonna go home and cry. Like I want to work on my birthday. I'm like, there's nothing for me to do.
Yeah.
I worked on my birthday.
I'd rather work on my birthday because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go out that night and celebrate.
anything,
like,
yeah.
Right.
like, congrats on being 22. Like, what the fuck says that?
Right. Yeah, no, I told as few people as possible about my birthday last month, and I worked an entire shift without a single person saying happy birthday.
I don't think anyone
I was
at
like,
work
that was
knows, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's like up on like the schedule has everyone's phone numbers and birthdays on it.
great. What?
Yeah, so
That's really odd.
yeah,
It's
so
like also mother's maiden name.
yeah, it's
Social
social security number, you know, like,
Yeah, town of
penis
birth.
size. I'm like, why is that up there? I'm like,
Right.
damn it.
Is there a vagina size for the girls?
Yes. It's,
Diameter?
yeah, it's,
Circumference.
it's the circumference.
Multiply by pi to find area.
That's actually how they measure vaginas.
This is spun out of control rapidly.
Jesus.
All right, guys, I don't have much more to talk about, but there is one thing that I discovered, and I've never even heard of this game. Right? It's this game called Upsilon Circuit.
Never heard of that.
Is it a
Right.
racing game?
It's not. It's not. It's very confusing. Okay, I think it's just a PC game, and I probably don't ever want to play it. But the deal is that this game has like a few players playing at once, and you work through like this dungeon or whatever to try to kill everything and continue your quest. And then what happens is, if you die, you're dead. You don't ever get to play the game again.
That sounds just like Flock.
Oh, I'm buying this.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah.
It's called Epsilon Circuit.
Is he?
Yeah. Now, so the deal is with this is like, so a bunch of people are playing at once, and then there's a bunch of spectators that are watching. And when so basically when somebody dies, a spectator is chosen at random to come in and start playing the game.
That's the same thing with Flock.
Oh my dude, I'm so over that.
How have I not heard about this? What's Flock all about?
The same exact thing.
So if you die, it's done.
Yeah.
Done deal.
You never get to play again?
Yeah, ever.
I wish Call of Duty was like that. Get all the bad kids off.
It's like
I was hiding in the closet the whole time.
You just paid $60 for 5 minutes of gameplay. Enjoy.
That's confusing.
Enjoy watching for the rest of your life. Man, you had this is really a light news week, but I know you had some crazy stories.
Oh,
right?
Is that already out?
What's that?
What?
Still on circuit? No, I think it's coming out.
I would buy it if it wasn't
Yeah.
like too expensive. If it was like because I'm assuming they can't make it expensive just because
It's a one-time play.
yeah, that's like an ice cream cone. It will go away in 10 minutes. I don't know where I was going with that. Yes. So I was riding my bike home the other day. I gotta stop like
Kittens.
kittens. No, and you know the churches right near down the street from my restaurant, like all the big churches.
Yeah.
So there was I left it like this was probably like a month ago, but I was riding right by the churches and there was a car parked, and there's always cars parked on that like street thing. I don't know what it's called. And there's always cars parked in there, and there's this one car parked on there, like right in front of the church steps, and all the windows were fogged up. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, it's not hot out, it's not humid. I was like, what is this? And I was like, so I got closer, and I was like, why the fuck are all these windows up? And then it was just like a handprint, and I'm like, oh. So I go in for a closer look, obviously,
Right.
and it's this guy and this girl. I hope they don't watch this. This would be fucking awkward.
Be awesome.
Yeah. So they're in the back seat, getting it on. So of course, I sit down. Like
in the back seat?
No.
Excuse me, guys. Kind of scooch in.
Push over. I sit at the church steps and just put my bike down. I'm just awkwardly sitting there, listening to my music, and I see these two eyes peek up, and then the car kind of shuffle a bit. Some guy get out of the back seat, go in the front seat, and drive off. And I'm like, I made them leave. I didn't mean to interrupt them. I was like, I'm gonna make it fucking awkward for them. I'm like, you guys are having sex in front of a church. I'm not religious, but that's got to be wrong at on so many levels.
Maybe they were married.
Maybe he was Spanish. Maybe his name was Jesus.
Exactly. It's okay then. It's okay.
What's the correlation? What's the connection?
Church.
Oh. It's like Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is going really off the rails. All right. That's all I got.
No.
All right. Stay tuned for part 2, where Mike and I bore you to death, talking about Amiibos.
Amiibo.
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, no, there's one more thing I want to talk about before we call it quits. I'm going to edit that little bore you to death part out. Nothing's getting edited out.
Nothing.
So our favorite loyal viewer, Thundercloud.
Yes.
Right? Who we've discovered the identity of.
Who is it? I didn't see the comment.
No, it's your
my dad's friend's
brother's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh,
yeah, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't realize it was.
Yeah, we know who you are.
Shout out to you,
Thundercloud. So I asked Thundercloud, is there anything he wants to talk about? Because we've got nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And
what if he was Asian ass porn? We're like, boy, do I have a story for you.
we got you covered.
Start a fire. We're like, everyone gather around now.
He actually wanted to know. There was a couple things he suggested, but I have zero interest in talking about the first two things he asked. So we're gonna skip those. But he did want us to talk about who our favorite YouTubers are.
Okay.
Do you guys have any that immediately come to mind?
Yeah, the Let's Play, the Rooster Teeth, the Let's Play guys. I whenever they upload a new video, I've been subscribed to them for a year now, and whenever they upload a video, I always watch it. Depending on what I'm doing. But
they play everything, right?
Yeah, they play everything. But I don't know, something about them. It's just 5 guys just chilling in a huge room playing video games, talking, and they're not great at video games. That's the thing. It's not like they're amazing to watch. It's just the stories that they tell and the things that they say. Yeah. It's so funny, and I love watching that. That's the one thing it's really the only one gaming series that I watch is the Let's Play guys.
The Game Grumps guys are exactly the same way. They're not great at video games.
Yeah.
But they they really don't even show themselves. It's like you just see the game that they're playing and you hear their voices.
Yeah.
Which is probably something I'd like to do. But they are hilarious. It's like they are just like, I mean, it's like a 15-minute stand-up routine every single day.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
And that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have some laughter in there. It'll draw people in.
Otherwise, like, you can just watching someone play a game. Like, anyone can do that.
Exactly. That's what Twitch is for.
Yeah, and I know full well that I'm not like the funniest guys, but I'd love for like you and Kevin to do the Let's Plays like every week. That would be so much fun to watch.
Kevin and I.
Right.
The shenanigans.
What about you? Anybody you watch?
I don't really YouTube religiously unless it's for music, but
you haven't even watched our podcast.
Yeah,
I do love the joke that you kind of brought up last week that like Jobby's here every week and he has no idea that we do a podcast.
No, he has no clue.
I guess that would be the funniest running joke of all time. It's like, you're here every week. You're like, you guys do a podcast? What's that about?
What station?
Jenna Marbles, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah? She's still around. She's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Didn't she get No, that was someone else who got in trouble for fat shaming.
Oh, yeah, that was recent, right?
Yeah, that was some YouTube got their YouTube channel deleted, which sucks because that is their source of revenue.
Right.
So,
wow.
R.I.P.
They got deleted?
Yeah, YouTube was like, yeah, we don't take that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And she had I think it was $1 million or something. So that was literally $100,000 a month down the drain.
Oh man. It's like I thought YouTube I thought it was pretty much freedom of speech. I thought you could say whatever you want to on YouTube.
No, it was
We're
borderline.
fucked.
Yeah. Oh, Sean.
If anyone starts watching us, then
if we get famous, I can't say things.
Right, we can only say this stuff because no one watches.
We'd actually have to censor it out.
Oh my god.
Guys, let's not get famous. No one watch this, please. Thunderclouds, stop watching.
Mission accomplished. Yeah. Guys, there's I definitely have a few that I watch all the time. I mean, I wouldn't call IGN YouTubers.
I watch IGN, especially for game reviews, because I feel like they have really good non-biased game reviews.
Non-biased game reviews. I used to love when Greg and Colin were on Podcast Beyond, but now I watch them on their own channel. Kind of funny. They just started a PS I Love You, which is a nice PlayStation podcast. Picked up right where Beyond left off. They also have Game Scoop and all that stuff on IGN, which is great. But every Sunday morning, the first thing I do when I wake up Sunday morning, when I'm brewing coffee and stuff and getting ready for the podcast, I put on Game Sack, which is just these two guys, and every week they just have another topic of conversation about games, and it's super educational. I think I know a lot about video games, especially the old stuff.
Yeah. But
every week they cause me to buy another game. They're like, hell, let's talk about games that never got released in the United States. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, I need to know this.
Right? And so for half an hour, I'm just taking notes. I'm like, okay, eBay, Amazon. Yeah, and it's and they're awesome. They're pretty funny. Really terrible voiceovers. They're just reading off a script and you can tell, and people make fun of them for that, but they don't care. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of people, but not... People are... something that I've wanted to be better about with this channel is not just the podcast going up every week, but also maybe a game review every week, maybe a let's play every week, something like that, because when somebody doesn't have content that comes out on a weekly basis, at least I sort of stop watching.
Videos for me have to be you have to keep. It's like a television show. You got to keep up with it.
Yeah,
and
once a week isn't enough for television anymore. You have to
not, yeah, and that's why the Let's Play they do Monday through Friday, but each day is a different. It'll be a versus one day, and then a Let's Play on another day.
Gotcha.
And Minecraft is always on Friday, so I always watch those because I fucking love Minecraft.
Awesome. I just got into Minecraft.
I like it. It's nice. It's so relaxing. It's one of those games where if you're just all right, I don't want to play something that's gonna be in, I just want to be kind of stress free. You play Minecraft. Just build.
I'm going to play that game.
It's good.
I really am.
It's a good game.
Once you get the hang of it,
it's really fun. Yeah, once you get the hang of it and start building things, it's actually really fun.
Nice.
Made a bridge to a mountain.
Nice.
Making a fallout shelter.
That's great. It's great. November can't come soon enough.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
I just love YouTube, man. It's I think the reason I like it so much is because a lot of people are just doing what we do. Like, it's, you can tell they're not making money off of it. They just do it because they really like to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't know. It's, you can tell there's a certain level where you start asking questions, like when it's like the level of like Polygon and IGN and GameSpot, like all these really big corporate YouTube channels. You start wondering who's biased, like who's kind of getting paid by Microsoft, who's getting paid by Sony, like,
yeah,
because you'll see reviews that are just nonsensical sometimes and be like, this does not make any sense, this game's garbage, and it just got a 9.0.
Yeah,
you know. So
I saw someone give a good review about the Tony Hawk game, and I was like, come on, you are blind. Like, you've never played it. One of the 9,000 that bought it. Yeah. So, all right, cool. All right, guys, what are we gonna want to play for the next week? Nothing. I got nothing in store, so. Nothing in store. All right. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. That's fine. Yeah. I'll wait till. You want to borrow an Xbox One game? I'm good. I have all those. That's the thing. I have so many Xbox One games, but it's just like everything's boring now. I'm just waiting for November. You know. Yeah. Other good games. It's insane. Yeah. Chibi Robo Ziplash just showed up like yesterday. It's like this cute little 3DS platformer game. Mm-hmm. It's adorable. Nice. So I'll probably blast through that because I hear it's super easy. Also, Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U is coming in just a couple days. And I watched Giant Bomb. That's another one. I love Giant Bomb. They're great. I watched Giant Bomb do a little Let's Play of that, and it looks so much fun. It's adorable. Everything's made of yarn. Yep. Yep. I played Kirby's Epic Yarn religiously. Me and my sister just enfathomed in that game. It was disgusting. Enfathomed? Is that a word? That's not. I don't know. Enraptured? In something. Enamored? Indulged. Encapsulated? Yes, encapsulated. That's a good word. There we go. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for part 2. Mike will be here any minute. I'm gonna go drink some coffee. Guys, thanks for joining us. You're welcome. A little weird this week, right? Yeah. Kind of fun. It was pretty great. It's a lifestyle. I wonder how this looks. I wonder how this looks on camera. I was actually cropped out the whole time. We're gonna put a photograph of you up. Right? Every so often your head will swing into frame and then right back up. Right? You're like, who is that? Who is it? Quickly, pause it. Alright, for Gaming Without Parole, I'm Bryan Paul. I'm Jobby. And I'm Brett. We'll see you next week. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second half of Gaming Without Parole. Joining us is to my right, your left, Mike Zeller. Yep, what up? Back. Yeah. Hey. Did you get a snowblower? I did get a snowblower this morning. Yeah, mission accomplished. Yeah. So my dad and I unloaded it from their car, and we were going to set it up, and so he was showing me how to turn it on, which is important. And he fires up the engine, and it was super loud. Yeah. And this is kind of probably one of the last nice weekends we're going to be getting. So, everybody was outside, and they're all, he's showing me how to use the snowblower. That's something that needs to be done. But I suddenly started to feel, really self-conscious because I'm sitting there with this giant snowblower running in my driveway. And that's, 65 degrees, 70 degrees out right now? Yep. And just all of my neighbors staring at me. And my dad's like, okay, just try to pull it and turn it and do a few. I was like, oh, okay, I understand. He's like, no, I want to make sure you know how to do it. Just want to turn it off, Dad. It's okay, Dad. I really know how to do it. And all my neighbors are kind of like, what is that? They're talking amongst themselves, pointing. Just getting an early start, folks. Just want to be ready. They're all pissed off already. This is going to be a long fucking winter. Oh, no, they're going to be thrilled because there are one or two people that do the sidewalks and the paths and stuff on our street, but they definitely would appreciate having somebody else to just go up and clear all that shit out, which if you got a snowblower, you might as well. I'm going to do this at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going over their bushes and stuff, shredding them. Their little lawn ornaments. I'm just waving. I just mouth you're welcome. It's like little gnomes flying left and right. Yeah, the garden gnomes. Yeah, the gnome just fires like a missile right through the window. It's sticking in people's garage doors, like a cartoon. Just get a big smile on my face. Yeah. I want to talk to you about your mom and dad, but I'm like this. But then I'd be like, this would be the one that they watch. Right? Yeah.
Well, we said right afterwards, but that both of our parents don't watch our show because we
swear too much.
We use curse words,
Yeah.
which all right, I guess.
I mean,
and so
not that bad.
No, but we. So the week after. I don't know whether it was I think it was my parents said something, and I came and told you, and you're like, "Oh, we're gonna just swear so much," and we're like, "Yeah, we'll stick it to the man." And then we both like significantly dialed it back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Just another example of us saying something that we're going to do and never getting around to
exactly.
it. Yeah,
well, that's the human condition. We'll fix it someday.
Fucking right, we will. Mike, what have you been playing this week? We need to catch up on you.
Yeah. Well. I finally kind of gave up on Mario Maker. Probably not forever, but I just...
Everything's unlocked.
Yeah, I got everything unlocked, and I was noodling around, and
Say noodling?
yes,
All
noodling.
right.
Noodling.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty lit.
That's the new Savage.
Oh, that's Brett's new thing. Brett,
Savage.
or maybe not a new thing, but he says he calls everything savage.
He's only allowed to say 3.
At work they limited him.
Savage.
Yeah, he was telling us, like, he told us the funny, like, between filmings, he told us the funniest fucking story about, like, being at work and only being allowed to say savage 3 times a night. And we were just dying, being like, you couldn't have said this on the air?
I know. Well, in each episode, we're going to have a counter, which it'll just be a number next to Dan Savage's face. And each time he says it, then the counter goes
Who's
up.
Dan Savage?
He's the you don't know who...
No, I know who Fred Savage is.
Well, we could have him and we'll alternate it. We'll have Fred Savage. Who's the guy from Mythbusters? Adam Savage. Adam Savage, right?
No, yeah. No, now I'm totally confused. Yes, Adam Savage.
Yeah.
Because then I was thinking Adam Sessler, Dr. Drew. It's like just going on a fucking...
Dan
Dr.
Savage is
Seuss?
Dr. Drew.
Dr. Dre.
No, like...
We'll have a counter with Dr. Dre.
Remember
Only allowed to make references to old school rap 3 times an episode.
No,
That would be
I'm never even going to meet the quota.
The show would
It was
go
all
like
a
10
dream.
minutes. Yeah.
I got nothing. Adam Savage.
Is from Mythbusters.
Right, and
Dan Savage is the world famous sex advice columnist. He's like ubiquitous.
I got no-
I'm
I don't know who
really
that is.
surprised you haven't encountered him.
Never
yet.
even heard of his name.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, look up Dan Savage.
I'd much rather have like a little picture of Fred Savage from the Wonder Years days.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
fine.
He's got a new sitcom.
Yes.
It looks terrible.
That's great because the only other podcast I've listened to this week spent the whole fucking episode talking about The Grinder, which is the name of that sitcom.
Right, because it's Fred Savage and like some other dude and
Rob Lowe.
There we go. So I should have known
some
him
other
too.
substantially more famous dude.
Right. And well, both very famous in the 80s, and then
Yeah,
sort of not
yeah.
heard from again for a while, right?
Rob Lowe was in a couple of decent movies lately, and he was on Parks and Rec for a long time.
That explains it.
Yeah.
I don't like that show. Yeah. Well, I don't like anything funny, so which is
why you just can't. Which
like
explains a lot about how this podcast winds up the way that it is.
iCarly hit a note with me. I fucking love that show. It's so funny. Anyway,
we should change our theme song to the iCarly.
all right.
But it's just you singing it quietly.
No, well, we've done that on another episode.
Yeah, we did do that on another episode.
Just to prove that I knew all the words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
No, just kidding.
What I've been playing, right? Video games.
Not Mario Maker.
Yeah, I don't know. And there's nothing wrong. This is not a judgment on Mario Maker. It's a great tool set. As I think I said a couple episodes ago, I like playing Mario more than I like creating Mario.
So have you not satisfied that need by playing what other people have created?
They're not very good.
Yeah, that's what I seem to keep seeing.
They're either like ball-breakingly hard to the point that it's not even remotely fun.
Yeah.
Or
more often than not, right? Everything just seems ridiculously hard.
Or it's just like somebody just threw a bunch of shit together and it's a level. And that tended to be what mine felt like. Or just like, here's some things that seem kind of neat when I put them together. And
yeah. So what have you been playing?
Baldur's Gate. I'm almost done. So we'll be moving on to Baldur's Gate 2. Actually, my computer died.
Because it was sick of playing
a couple
Baldur's
of days
Gate.
ago. My computer died a couple of days ago, and I was like, I had backed stuff up fairly recently, so it wasn't like that horrible gut-wrenching feeling when you're losing everything. But I just thought to myself, like, I'm sitting there cursing and, going through all the diagnostics and stuff, and I thought to myself, like, well, at least Bryan will be glad that I'm not talking about fucking Baldur's Gate anymore.
The silver lining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I fixed it, so I can play Baldur's Gate. I'm almost done, though. I'm almost done. the funny thing,
I'm gonna be breaking into his house, like pulling wires out of the computer.
he like
pouring coffee.
He like
out
yeah
of it.
goes into my closet, like finds the disc and just snaps it in half. And he's like, "Gotcha!" And he just sneaks out. And then like right after he leaves, I like open one eye and reach into like the bedside drawer. I've got like extra copies. Nice try.
I'll recruit Brett, but then it'll just be nerds.
Yeah.
all on your PC.
Yeah.
You just see Brett sticking nerds into his pan. Like,
One for me, one for computer.
Yeah. I just find him dead from diabetic shock in my bathroom. The funny thing is, like, the only reason I'm even playing Baldur's Gate, because I had played that years ago, the only reason I'm playing it again is because I really want to play Baldur's Gate.
Because you hate me.
Yes, well, there's that angle.
Wait, you're only playing one so you can play two?
Because you can bring your guy over, and I don't want to start a crappy character. It's so much better when you port over your original character.
Yeah. Couldn't you... There's actually I want to say you could do that in... Remember Quest for Glory?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You could do that in that, too,
Yep.
I think, which
Yep.
was crazy.
Yep, I downloaded all of those fairly recently, so in 6 or 7 months, it's going to be the decade of Quest for Glory as I slowly work through all of those.
I have a lot of video game regrets in my life, but the one of the bigger ones is I think I get to a certain age where I was like where I thought that I was leaving kind of video games behind, and I like tossed all my like Lucasfilm, LucasArts games, like all the big box games, and there was a ton of Sierra games, like just all sorts of great point and click adventure games, and I had the original Quest for Glory 1 box when it was still called Heroes Quest.
Oh yeah,
and they had to change it due to
it's a licensing thing.
Yeah. And I'm going to guess that it's pretty rare to find the original Heroes Quest box.
Yeah, there was a couple of months back I was walking into a thrift store, and I don't know if you've ever had this experience. It's always a bummer when you walk into a store and there's just like nothing of interest there.
Sure.
You know, it's like
more often than not.
Yeah, more often than not.
Right.
The worst though is when you walk in right behind the person that just got everything good.
Right.
And
because that's what you're gonna do at a thrift store. If you see like stuff that you want, you're just gonna grab it all.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me about the guy who bought like the from the thrift store down the street, bought like an entire TurboGrafx collection for like $20 or something, which was like thousands of dollars worth of. Yeah. Hate that.
Yeah, there was a woman that had come into the store maybe 2 minutes in front of me that just grabbed all of these boxed Sierra adventure games, and I mean this not silver lining, but the one saving grace of this was most of them were not games that I was super excited to play, but that's still a really cool find. I mean, it was all the Quest for Glory in the box with like the maps and everything, and she was probably paying $3 or $4 per box. So,
I will say, Salvation Army does not give a shit about poor people because they're not trying to raise all that much money for them.
Yeah.
Like, each of those probably could sell for like $40-$50, right? Like,
I would assume
maybe even more depending.
Yeah,
on
I mean, all
rarity.
PC games are not usually huge, big ticket unless they're really obscure ones. But now with
the LucasArts ones are super expensive.
Yeah, those ones are a little pricier. But yeah, man, the Salvation Army, the one right down the street from you that I used to go to on my lunch breaks.
Yeah.
I can't even, speaking of not caring about poor people, I can't even tell you how many times I walked in there and I would see a huge stack of game cases and I'd be like brand new games. I'd be like, sweet. Every single one of them was empty. Every single one.
Ripping off the Salvation Army.
Quality human beings.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I'm almost done. We'll be moving on to Baldur's Gate 2.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. So we love Shovel Knight.
We sure do.
We do. So the retail release for the Wii U and the PS4 got delayed.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's now coming. It'll be out on November 3rd.
Okay, so not by a lot then.
Not by a lot, but more concerning is that the Xbox One version got canceled.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now.
Really?
Yeah. So let me just get this right here. So the reason for the delay, I'm just going to quote, what is his name? Oh, fuck.
Steve.
I'm going to quote Steve from Yacht Club Games. Yeah. The final few steps of Plague of Shadows content took a little longer than expected, but it was important to us that this update be on the disc right out of the box.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, that meant we had to push back the date just a little bit. Good news that came out of this was that... okay, wait, let's stick with bad news for a minute.
Yeah.
The Xbox One retail version has been canceled for now due to, quote-unquote, publishing policies on the platform that are totally beyond our control.
Ooh.
That's like a big... Microsoft did something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Right? So, I mean, obviously you can still get it digitally on Xbox One, but the physical version is MIA. It's $25 now instead of $20.
Yeah, I did notice that, which...
Yeah. If you had pre-ordered when they first announced it, you could still get the $20 price.
Done.
Me too. But $5, I'm not going to cry over it. The final thing is that what I'm excited about is I was wondering where the Vita version was. No one has said a word about it. It's on everything but.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Nice.
They say it's no release date yet, but it will come, which is awesome. It's a great Vita game.
Yeah. That's interesting, though, about them getting canceled because of licensing issues. I wonder... I mean, I don't know how we would even possibly go about figuring out what that was, but... Well,
I mean, Microsoft has always had strange policies with... especially like Xbox Live Arcade or whatever they're calling it. It's like I remember the Oddworld developers, Oddworld Inhabitants.
Yeah,
they could not publish. I believe it was Oddworld New and Tasty, whatever it was, on Xbox Live because the size was too big. Like it didn't fit within like the 5 gig parameter or whatever Microsoft had allowed. It was like, well, dude, like, this is the marketplace is changing. Like, digital games are no longer like 100 meg or 200 meg.
Oh yeah,
like they are huge fucking releases sometimes.
Yeah,
and you got to be able to accommodate the publishers, and apparently they don't seem to be accommodating Yacht Club games for Shovel Knight, which is
who downloads
crazy.
Games nowadays?
Right. So, well, maybe they're saying who buys retail games nowadays. It's just kind of silly.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah. I'm assuming the Amiibo will be released on the same day as the retail version.
You'd think so. I haven't seen any
Nothing.
street dates about that, though, or anything.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, because that's one that I would definitely see. It's sort of important that it get there within that same window.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I've seen 2 versions of the figurine online.
Oh, really?
And one's a concept and one's the actual one, but I can't seem for the life of me to figure out which one's which.
I think the actual one is the one where he's holding the shovel
one?
two-handed right in front of him, so he looks more like a statue. I think that's the...
All right, I've seen that one, and I was sort of hoping that wasn't the one because it's the less interesting of the 2.
You like the one where he's kind of jumping down,
or maybe he has over his shoulder or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But Amiibos,
Yes,
we do like our Amiibos.
We do. Yep.
I've got an Amiibo problem.
You do. Which, I actually didn't text you the other day when I found a bunch of Amiibos, and not because I was thinking, oh, good friend, I should text him that he might, and I was like, I don't know though, am I
financial issues?
Yeah, am I hurting him?
You can't be buying Amiibos.
Well, because you're always... I feel like every other week you're like, I'm giving up on Amiibos. And I was like, I know. I don't know. Do I want to... Am I enabling? Would he prefer if I not call him?
You should always tell me.
All right.
Yeah. And then I'll normally respond the way I did the last time, I think, where I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
And then I'll go buy them. Like that.
You're like, it's fine, and you hang up the phone and you just sit there for a minute, and then it just cuts to you rushing into the store, like knocking children down.
Yeah,
like they're going in the totally opposite direction. It's like they're going for the Amiibo. Just shove them into like a bunch of shelves.
Sounds accurate.
They're mine.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. I think when they first came out, I was like, this is adorable. Right? And it was all the characters you'd expect. It was everybody from the Mushroom Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I can get down with this. And because I didn't ever think in my wildest dreams that there would be 100 of them.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they went the everybody from Smash Brothers route.
Yeah. And I mean, I do have to say, this was just cool.
That is really cool.
I think all 3 of these came out as individual ones in Japan.
Yep.
So I'm sort of happy that they kind of condensed them all into one. But I mean, it's there are ones I just don't need. Like, I feel like a lot of the original run just feels sort of generic now that we have, like, Dr. Mario. It's like, well, I don't need Silver Mario. I don't need, like, original Mario. I don't need Mario Party Mario.
Yeah, now
those
that...
all seem kind of generic.
Now that they've essentially done duplicates of all of the Mario ones, because they had the Smash Brothers ones, and then they had the Mario Party ones.
And I think when they did the Mario Party ones, is where I was like, I think I'm losing interest.
Yeah.
And I was very happy about that. You know, because I didn't buy any of the Mario Party ones except for Toad, wherever he is, because he was the only one.
Unique one.
Yeah, he's the only one that wasn't part of the Smash Brothers lineup. But now the ones that are coming out, like, I mean, Olimar from Pikmin, I'm like, come on. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, I like the uniqueness one, like the ones that are, like, just strange, like Chibi Robo showed up yesterday, and he's adorable, right? He's, like, my favorite one. He's got the, like, plug holding above his head. He
only comes with the game, right? They're not selling
I think so, and I think that was a smart move because all the reviews have been really bad. So they're going to sell this game to all of the Amiibo collectors, and who probably would never have bought it otherwise. Yeah,
that's too bad.
And Yoshi's Woolly World is coming in a couple days. Like
the giant Amiibo.
I don't know how to get the giant one. Like like the small one. Like there's 3 small ones, right? There's like a green, a blue, and a pink.
Yeah, and they're doing a version with the game too. I think
I'm getting the one with the game.
Yeah,
because I need more games in my life. So I don't know how to get the giant one though. Anybody want to send me one?
There we go. All of our fans, our legions of fans. That's what we... Bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
That's what we need to do. We need to get famous enough that people send us free shit, but not literal shit.
Right. Yeah. I know, I always see that when I'm watching other YouTubers, and they're like, one of our fans sent us this. Yeah. Thank you, this person. And I'm like, whoa.
It's the Ebola virus.
We don't get anything.
I know.
Yeah. Thundercloud. Send us something. No.
Yeah. We'd have to post an address for that too. I don't.
Oh yeah, forget it.
Get a PO box, I guess. Well, one of the good things though is, as I had predicted a while back, it seems like they're reissuing like everybody at this point.
There are going to be no rare ones anymore.
Yeah, I was reading a number of accounts of now, even like the store exclusives are showing. People have said like Shulk and Meta Knight and have been showing up at Best Buy.
Nice.
I found Lucario at Best Buy the other day.
Cool.
So I think in general, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, most of them will be pretty obtainable for standard retail price.
It's good. I mean, there's 2 ways to look at this, right? Like, I started collecting them not because I thought they were going to be like rare or valuable, but I think that's why I continued to collect them.
Yeah.
So now I'm at this kind of weird spot where I'm like, well, if they're readily available at all times, like I don't have that like rush to like go out and get them on day one like I was doing for the last couple waves.
Yeah, isn't that a horrible observation about our character as collectors?
Yeah.
Because I was the same way. There's a bunch that I've bought that I probably would not have bought unless I thought I'll never see these again. So I need to make up my mind right now.
Yeah.
Even last night, I walked into Best Buy and they had a ton of the rare ones.
You're like, oh, now they're available. I don't really need them.
Exactly. Yeah. So I took them all off the shelf and I was like, oh, really? Like one of them was Fox, which was not originally hard to find, but now you can't find him anywhere.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. No, every store that I've been to has been sold out of Fox and Samus, and actually I haven't seen Kirby in a while either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm curious to see what Amazon's listing these things for.
More than retail.
Yeah. That's one rule that I am now following. Yeah, I will not pay more than $13 for these things.
Yeah. And I concur. Other than maybe a little bit of shipping money for some, and the $15 villager that I bought from you, I have not spent more than the $12.99, $13.99 that they're retailing for.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're great, right? And they're colorful, and I actually like the reason I dragged all this into the room is because I thought they'd look nice, like in the podcast room.
Yeah.
So that's cool and all, but like at this point, I'm like, do I just take them out of the package if they're not worth anything? Like, do I just line them all up and then save a shitload of shelf space?
Yeah, that is a lot more shelf space. Right.
I
finally sat down and opened up a bunch of mine the other day, and they kind of are cooler that way, and they do take up a lot less room.
See, I don't know. Like, I absolutely love like the backdrop with the character's face and stuff, and it's like, well, what do you just toss the packaging when it's open?
Yeah,
'Cause
pretty
you kinda
much.
destroy it,
Yeah,
right? It's all glued.
Yeah, unless you're gonna cut it around the edges there. Yeah, and that's why I held off for so long, because
I'm not OCD.
I should be like quietly opening these while we're talking. Like, just
He sent me a text, and he said we're gonna open all of your Amiibos on air, and I said I will kill you on air. Yeah.
it'll be like an on-air intervention. You know, it's like, it's okay, Bryan, it's okay. We can... yeah, and just Joby's like holding him down. No.
Right. Yeah, I remember the first time I came over your house and I just saw like the action figures like lining like your dining room, and I was like, whoa. I was like, these aren't even in the box. It's like, yeah, I was weirded out.
Yeah.
Because you kind of like walk this fine line, right? Where it's like, well, if I take them all out of the box and I just line my my shelves with them, then it looks like a 6-year-old's playroom. But if I have them at least in the box, it looks like I'm a collector.
It looks like I'm a crazy person's bedroom.
Right. So, I mean, I don't even know, like, if that line is worth walking. Like, what's the better side to be on?
Yeah. Well, the trick is then when you... Because it only matters when you have certain kinds of guests over.
Well,
and by certain
luckily,
kinds of
I only have you guys.
Yeah.
So this works out pretty well.
Yeah. And by certain kinds of guests, I mean women.
I got that shit
Exactly,
down.
yeah. So the trick is... You don't acknowledge them, you know, and then just casually at some point during the interaction, you just take one down and break it in half, like you just don't give a shit, you know, and that just really establishes the tone of like, this is a part of your life, but you don't really care, you know.
And she goes, "Well, this is how he treats something that he loves."
Yeah.
And then she's yours forever.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Because
That's how girls act.
I only date emotionally unbalanced women. But you're right though, because they do actually.
But we're not going to talk about your parents.
No.
Just ex-girlfriends.
No.
Right.
She knows she's emotionally unbalanced.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know you. I'm just kidding.
But yeah. But you are right though. They do look really cool in the package, and that was why I held off for so long, because I was like, these do look neat on the shelf, just, you know, loose. But once you've made that decision, you can't go back.
Right.
You know, as long as they're in the package, you can always eventually display them loose.
Or I mean, if I decide not to collect Amiibos anymore, I can sell them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming that once they're out of the package, no one wants them.
No, you can still... I've occasionally seen them loose
right.
for not retail value, but not pennies, you know. I've actually bought a couple...
Because they're still functional.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They
yeah,
work with your
still,
games and stuff.
Yep. And actually, that was one of the cooler parts of Mario Maker, is you just take them down, scan them through the plate, and each one you scan unlocks an extra costume for Mario in-game.
And I haven't been terribly impressed with the way really any of them look. Like, they don't look like they belong. Like, they look like they're shrunk down and like sort of just confined to this little block. And
which is, I don't know.
Terribly well.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I kind of love that. Yeah. Because it's just weird. And if you press, I think it's up, they like do a little pose. I mean, this is not. Oh shit! What was that game? There is a fan game where they inserted like Samus and Link and Simon Belmont and a bunch of other 8-bit characters into Mega Man, into Super Mario Brothers, and they had all their same abilities.
Nice.
And it was kind of like you could see how that would work within Super Mario Brothers.
That would be great.
That is, and this is not what we're talking about here. These are not alternate playable characters. These are, you know, palette swaps. They're costumes. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool seeing them running around. You know, it plays little sound effects. It doesn't change. It doesn't change the music when you're playing the level, but when you're playing around in the Maker, it'll change the music a little bit.
Right on. I mean, at least if you're gonna buy them anyway, like, it's nice to have like some functionality.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of showing that there are At this point, there's now a handful of games that have some amount of features for a lot of the Amiibos. Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Mario Maker, and then there's I think the Zelda ones all work with Hyrule Warriors. The Kirby ones work with Kirby's Rainbow. Is that
Rainbow Curse?
Rainbow Curse,
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, that's the So that's not too shabby for a little $12 statuette.
If I ever hook up my Wii U again, I might actually use these things.
You were really into the Wii U for a while. That was like
because Mario Kart 8 was my jam.
Yeah,
like, that was the most fun I'd had with games in like a long time. And then, no, nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, a lot of the stuff. There's a ton of great Wii U stuff. And I actually. I sent you a text, and I haven't even told you about this, that I was, after...
Hyrule Warriors.
Right, because we both... You'd bought Bayonetta 2, because you were like, I think the price is going up, I gotta get it before another collector's deal, right?
Yeah.
And it's a game that, of course, we want to play anyway.
Oh, yeah. That will probably be my... my intermission between Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh, I thank God.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that podcast. Hope that comes soon. No, but so then I started getting a little nervous. Like I just started like keeping an eye out on everything I'm interested in, especially for the Wii U. It's like it's a dying system. It never really hit the numbers it had to. I think it just hit 10 million in sales, which is not good for the length of time it's been out. And so I'm keeping an eye out, like, because if the system's not selling, then games aren't selling. And so I had stuff in my Amazon wish list, just like a bunch of Wii U games, and it looked like Hyrule Warriors was starting to go up in price. Like, I couldn't find a new one on Amazon for less than like $60 to $70, right? And it had dropped down a bit to like $50. So I was like, So I checked out eBay, and the best I could do was find a new one for $50. I was like, I'm just going to suck it up, and I bought it. So I'm curious to see what the next game that is going to start going up in price will be to kind of stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
because I don't mind spending $50 for a brand new game. It's a lot going on in Hyrule Warriors, so I don't mind. I'll probably never play it.
I think it's a little too soon to get too worried. I mean, the platinum stuff
has a tendency.
There is occasionally that some of those have gotten kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But with the Nintendo stuff, it's very rare for a Nintendo game that's not Pikmin or Fire Emblem to totally drop off the radar. With those two games, I think you're probably best buying as soon as they come out, because you're not going to get too many great deals. But with the Mario stuff, with the Zelda stuff, I think that'll balance out eventually.
Probably.
What's going to suck though, and which I think there could be a good chance of this happening.
What?
The Zelda game that they've been working on slipping to whatever the next Nintendo system is.
Yeah, I mean, well, hopefully at the very least they do a Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Where they just release it on both platforms.
Sounds like a sex thing.
They do the Twilight
I gave her the old Twilight Princess. Dirty fuck. Anyway. Yeah, that would be cool. And actually, the Twilight Princess on GameCube was way better than the one on the Wii anyways. Because that sword, the motion combat was not so great.
The old sirens.
Yeah.
We had them for the first half, too.
Yeah.
Can't get away. Yeah.
I can't wait for the day that the sirens just continually get louder and then the door just breaks down.
It'll happen one of these days.
We're just doing a podcast. They're doing a podcast. Shoot them.
We'll get it all on film.
Yeah.
Don't worry, no one's going to watch it.
Yeah. That's true.
There could be evidence on YouTube.
Yeah, we're like uploading it while they're shooting us, and the cop goes to pull it down, and he's like, "Oh wait, look at their hits." Like, whatever. And they just leave.
Yeah.
He just He types in a comment like, "You are gay."
First.
Yeah, first. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So, what are we going to be playing? Like, there's a lot of stuff.
Hopefully, Bayonetta 2.
Right. There's a lot of stuff coming out. There's a lot of stuff that I have already that needs to be played. But you just sticking with Baldur's Gate? Well, how far are you from being done?
I'm in chapter 7 out of 7 chapters, and I'm
Fantastic.
remembering being near the end. I did kind of want to do the expansion pack stuff, but we'll see.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
Please vote in the comments whether Mike's allowed. There'll be one vote.
Yeah.
It'll be Thundercloud, and he'll probably side with you.
Yeah, he'll be like, do what you want, man. Whatever feels good. He's chill like that.
Awesome. Here's the thing, right? So I told you Cheapy Robo showed up, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's the newest game I have. I can't wait to check it out. And I'm like, every time I pick up my 3DS XL, I just don't like the way it feels in my hands.
Really?
Yeah,
It's too heavy?
The top heavy. The screen is just like,
yeah.
you know. It's like, I have to like. It's not fun to like lay down and play and sit down and play. It's like I have to actually like lay down in bed, like prop myself up by my arms and like play it that way. And then that gets really tired.
You get
really
the
fast.
stand from the Virtual Boy to like set it up. Actually, didn't Kid Icarus come with
Kid
a
Icarus
stand?
came
There
with
you
a
go.
stand.
There's
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if that's even unwrapped. I should probably check that out. Yeah, I don't know. So I keep buying 3DS games, just like Xbox One games, knowing that they'll probably never get played. So, although I would feel like a total douche if Hyrule Warriors and Yoshi's Woolly World showed up and I didn't hook the Wii U back up.
you just take them out of the box and throw them right in the trash.
Right?
Oh, great.
Keep the Amiibo,
Yeah.
toss the game.
Yeah.
Right on. Jobby, I think you've said 5 words throughout the second half of the...
Really?
He's
Yeah.
just there for
I
moral
was just
support.
yeah, you go, guys.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, way to go.
He's like the talk show audience. Every time one of us says anything like lewd or inappropriate, he's like, "Oh,
No, you didn't.
yeah, oh shit."
Mike, it's October.
It is, yeah.
This is a segment where I just talk about obvious things.
We're indoors.
Right, we're filming.
There's 3 of us.
Yes.
There's air.
Yeah,
Yeah. For the time being.
yeah.
So it's Scary Movie Month.
It is.
Do you get into scary movies?
Some of them. I like... I'm not really a big fan of genre conventions, but I like things that are a little different, and I like most of the classics, you know? I like Alien,
Okay.
Aliens, more Aliens. Look at all these fucking aliens.
Was
Look
that the
into
4th
Gray
one?
Man.
Yeah, that was all...
That was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jobby was talking to us about Gray Man earlier.
Gray Man.
Yeah.
Gray Man.
Is that a new movie, or...?
No, it's a movie about aliens. Got me paranoid as shit with my friend. Great story.
Hey, you should watch the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll tell you all about it.
Awesome, I can't wait.
Law and Order to him is Gray Man to me.
Oh, Law and Order fucks with my head.
Really?
Oh, it makes me think everyone's out to get me.
Wow, that's...
It makes my mom think everyone's out to get her too.
Yeah.
See, now I feel like Gray Man, like, you can probably avoid that, since I had never heard of it until you just brought it up. Law and Order, that's tough to get away from in our modern society.
Yep.
You turn on any TV, and there's probably like, what, an 80% chance that Law and Order is what's on?
Well, on my
Or
TV,
the
it's
news.
100% chance. Because I fucking marathon SVU. Like, this is-
Oh, that's the worst one.
I
That's
know.
like...
That's why I watch it. I'm like, if this is going to be bad, it's going to be really fucking bad.
Yeah. See, I feel like regular Law and Order, like, almost has kind of a Phoenix Wright vibe going for it. Like, there's almost a sort of cartoony element to it. Like, SVU, though, it's upsetting. Like, I feel dirty after I've watched
me
it.
too.
Like, I feel like I gotta go take a shower.
Oh, I feel like I got to go get a hooker.
Yeah. And then strangle her
And
in
then strangle her,
in the
yeah.
park.
Right.
That's apparently what all the cool kids are doing nowadays.
Toss her out the window.
Yeah.
Right into the pool.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I watch scary movies sometimes.
Right on. I'm just excited, man. There's a lot of good ones coming out.
What would you recommend? I mean, I know you're more of the genre fan
Yeah.
than I am, but
Well, I was saying on the first half that I just watched The Visit, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie.
oh yeah, that actually is getting good reviews.
And deservingly so.
Really,
Yes, it's very good. I think it's sort of a return to form for him.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Sixth Sense was really good, I thought. And then, like, The Village was garbage. And then Signs was pretty good.
Yeah,
But
Signs-
not awesome.
Yeah.
It had a few good moments. And then, like, The Lady in the Water, and I just, like,
The Happening.
The Happening had such a good premise. Like, it opened up and everybody freezed, and then, like, this guy shot himself, and I was like, this is great. And then the rest of it, like, I had to deal with Mark Wahlberg and what they consider acting. Like, it was really awful. That was bad. And then, so what I did is, I was looking on Netflix for anything I might have missed, and did I finish watching it? No, I got like 10 minutes left in Devil, which was M. Night Shyamalan's movie with, like...
Oh, the elevator.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I was
elevator.
going to ask about.
Have you seen it?
No, that got really bad reviews, though.
Yeah, but at least it's keeping my attention, and it's making me wonder. Like, I'm like, can I figure this out before it's over? And it's good. But it's Netflix. It's Netflix good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an important qualifier.
Yeah, don't buy the $20 Blu-ray. Yeah. Like, watch it for free on your already paid service, which you're paying an extra $1 a month for now.
Hey, how's your new girlfriend? Oh, she's Netflix good.
Right. That just means she's conveniently located.
Yeah.
It's like your neighbor that you get to fuck every so often. But you don't have to take her out to dinner. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get caught up, and I bought some ones on Amazon and all this stuff, and I'm looking to more excited about what's coming out the rest of this month, which I can't even keep up with. It's like there's one called Crimson Peak, and I think it's
with
Stephen
Tom Hiddleston.
I don't know who that is.
Loki from the Avengers.
Fred Savage brother.
No.
Yeah, it's Stephen King, which is...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is. Huh. I didn't know that.
Which is a plus and a minus, really. It means it might be a good story, but the ending's going to suck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I read a lot of literary criticism, and you see Stephen King's name pop up a lot. Like, he is considered this, like, kind of real literary critic. He's held... Have these people not read Stephen King?
Right.
Like, even at his best, he's like a really good pulp author. Like, I've never read anything by Stephen King and thought, like, this is really literary. Like, this is really making me dig into the human condition. Except for that book where he wrote the 4 different...
Well, there was a couple of those. There was Different Seasons and 4 Past Midnight.
Different Seasons, where he wrote
The Body.
Shawshank Redemption.
And The Body.
Maybe I didn't read that one.
The Body was Stand By Me.
Oh, okay, yeah. And
Shawshank,
the apt pupil, or the one that became the movie.
Oh, right. I forgot that was in
that. That shit was pretty tight.
They make 3 movies out of 4 short stories?
Yeah, like okay, all right, I take it back, Stephen King. I guess when you hit it out of the park like that, then you can get away with the career of literary excess.
I read
murdering a guy.
What?
Did
Stephen King murder someone? And then write a book about it?
Now I'm going to get sued for libel. Well,
no one watches. Konami watches.
Yeah, Konami watches.
Yeah, they don't care about
Stephen King works for Konami, right?
He's the one watching us. That'd be awesome.
So the guy that hit him with a car, like, you remember that, right?
The guy who hit Stephen King with a car?
There was a guy that hit Stephen King with a car, like, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, fucked him up real bad. And, like, there was a lot of... it was circumstances very similar to...
Christine.
Misery.
Damn it. It'd be awesome if the car came alive.
Then the guy died under kind of mysterious circumstances.
That's awesome.
And Stephen King, like, immediately came out with a press release that was like, "Oh, it wasn't me, but it's too bad."
I love it.
So
that's awesome. My issue with Stephen King being able to say, what's literary, what's not, is that I read, like, my height of Stephen King interest was in 6th and 7th grade. So I was like 12 and 13 years old.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. What's good when you're 12 years old? Who knows? Like, I read it and I was like, these are fucking scary books. I read it and the Tommyknockers and different seasons and 4 Past Midnight.
And that's probably about when I read them too. And don't get me wrong, they're not like shitty books.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying,
are they well written?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like they're good, pulp thrillers.
So Crimson Peak looks good.
Okay, it's the one that's very, like, baroque and ornate. And,
I think, like, I mean, yeah. I was sort of half paying attention until I realized it was the one I wanted to pay attention to. I was like, shit. Yeah. So yeah, I love this season. This is great. I want to. There's a lot of cool stuff to do, like Witch's Woods, like a lot of it's like amusement park haunted houses and stuff like that. And
I think I've been there last year.
It's so good. and
haunted hayrides.
Haunted hayrides, which is awesome because they've got like the chainsaws with no blades on them. And they come right between your and that's a little freaky, even though you know it's fake. And right down the street actually is the
Factory of
Terror, and that opened up last year. And because of my work schedule, I never got to go, and it's the one thing I wanted to do. So I am intent on going like 3 times this year to make up for last year. Yeah, I hear it's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
This October usually means that I'm going to try to replay the new Splatterhouse and just never get anywhere with it because I just can't. I just can't play that game. I don't know. I just get killed constantly.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it's not that hard.
No,
like, at least from
me.
what everybody else has told me, it's not hard. But for some reason, I just get massacred when I try to play that game.
Yeah, it's not hard.
That's so bizarre.
And maybe the controller's broken.
Maybe.
Yeah. Have you gotten far enough to...
I just open it up and there's candy all in it. Like,
sneaking in my house again. Have you gotten far enough to unlock Splatterhouse 1, 2, and 3?
No.
Because that's really the real reason to own that game.
It is. And I already own all of those, so...
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So there's even less reason.
There was a point, probably last year around this time, where I wanted to buy Splatterhouse 2 and 3 and found out exactly how expensive they were. They were like $100 each.
That's crazy. Loose or box?
No, for Genesis games, I only look for the box and manual and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute, I have Splatterhouse on PS3, so why not just play those? And normally I'd still want them in box, but I can't justify that.
No.
They're not that good at games. Like, they're really kind of clunky.
They're again, going back to Stephen King, they're like pulpy kind of games, you know? You throw them in when you want to just kill some time and some zombies.
Yeah. I think the characters are always just like too big and too bulky. And it's like...
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially what it would feel like to play a video game as Jason Voorhees, just slow and cumbersome.
Right. The remake. Is it remake? Yeah, the remake on PS3 and 360 that you're having an issue with. I was in the minority with that because all the reviews came out and they're like, this is garbage. And I enjoyed like every minute of it. Like, and it definitely had problems, like technical problems where it was like the camera was a mess or controls were a problem. And but I enjoyed the entire game, and I even tried to complete it. I tried to get a platinum, and I think it glitched out on one of the trophies. Like, I did something and I knew I did it right, and I never got the trophy.
That sucks.
And so I'm sitting there without a platinum, and I'm like, I just don't know how to get this. But yeah, I spent a lot of time with that game. I loved it.
Yeah, it seems like that because most of the complaints were just that it was sort of kludgy and not really doing anything dramatic or new.
And it was gruesome for gruesome's sake.
Yeah,
like you'd get really sick of like the fatalities really quickly. But they were just cool things where it's like, like a little quick time event, push the sticks in this direction or that direction. Yeah. It's like, you tear someone's head off in a different way. And I was like, that's cool. It was all right.
I'll get through it someday.
No, you won't. No, you have to do a backlog about it. No, now you're really not going to do it. Yeah. So here's a question about backlogged. First of all, when's it coming back, Bryan?
Yeah.
Get your shit together. But more importantly, I have 2 right now that I'm ready to do, and one of them is Castlevania 1 that we talked about. And if I'm not allowed to show footage of Metal Gear Solid 5, am I allowed to show footage of Castlevania 1?
Well, they wouldn't let you show footage of Suikoden or Symphony of the Night either, so probably not.
So now I can't review Konami games on Backlogged because Konami will own my videos.
Good thing there weren't any
hours and hours with.
Good thing there weren't any good Konami games on Nintendo or Super Nintendo, right?
Seriously, it's a real shame.
Yeah.
Now here's another question. I'm assuming Konami no longer has the rights to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, probably
that wouldn't
not
be them anymore.
Right.
So, do they still have the rights to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games that they developed and released? Like, could I show those and be like, ha ha ha, loophole?
I would imagine they must have some kind of rights to assets.
Yeah.
But, if you'll remember, some of the more recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games published by like Activision or something, I think, have had the older games as unlockables. So
yeah, that's true.
So
maybe Activision owns them now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Activision doesn't bother us.
Nope.
No, they like free publicity.
It is. Now I'm thinking it's not Activision.
It's probably not Activision. But
Do you have any over on the shelf over there?
Yeah, probably.
Any of the GameCube ones?
I have all 3 GameCube ones.
Okay, yeah, they're even pulled aside.
Oh, well, because they're the end of the alphabet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran out of room. Yep. Intriguing radio.
Yeah, I know. This is really riveting stuff.
We should probably wrap it up because
Yeah.
now I've got literally 2 hours of podcast to edit down to like a watchable hour.
Yeah.
Which is good because a lot of it was filler anyway. So awesome! Thanks for joining us. It was a little weird schedule today.
Yeah. Today we all had issues.
Yeah, I've got issues every day.
Yeah.
Joby, thanks for
Just look at all these fucking Amiibos.
right. I mean, I'm hypnotized.
Yeah.
Hypnotized. Joby, thanks for coming up from behind the camera.
Subsistence.
No problem.
Still can't say that fucking word. For Gaming Without Parole, Part 2. I'm Brian Paul,
I'm Mike Zeller.
I'm Joby.
and we'll see you next week.